You guys, how are you doing? Thought I'd jump on right before I cook. I'm about to cook dinner. Taco salad. It's easy and it's cool. But I thought I would jump on real quick because I think that it's important to share information, maybe with possibly new couples or newly married that may experience some of the same things that we experience. Now, we're not newlywed as far as I'm concerned anymore. We were never really wired to me because we knew each other for so long. We just rekindled love a few years ago. But hey, so I remember, and it still kind of goes on. At the beginning of our marriage, we had I had a very difficult time, family wise, when it came to events. This is one of the things that we had an issue with because me and my husband, we may decide, okay, we're going to stay for this amount of time and then we're leaving. Okay. Now, you have to understand the type of person I am. I am a time person. Okay. I'm usually that friend that is there before everybody else. If you say we're meeting at 6, I'm there at 6, probably 5:55, and I'm pretty angry by 6:05 that everybody's not there. You know, that person. Blame that on my parents. I'm just very timely. So, and I'm also one of those people, like, once you tell me something, as far as I'm concerned, that is what it is. If we've agreed, then it is what it is, right? So we would agree to do things a certain way, or we were leaving at a certain time. So let's say we get there at 6 or 7 and he's like, we're leaving at 9. Before we walk in the door, he says it. And so when 9 o'clock comes, I'm like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. Well, to his family, it looked like, oh, she's telling him what to do. Okay, or she's ready to go and he's not ready to go, and like she's bossing him around, which was just almost, you know, it was hilarious to me that anybody thought that I could boss this man around, because most women will tell you. I even was watching an interview with Serena Williams and her husband, and I always thought that she probably was more the dominating person in the family, but she even said she can't get her husband to do nothing she tells him to do if he don't want to do it. Okay, so trust and believe. I can't make him do anything. Okay, I can persuade him in some areas, but I do not use that power of persuasion for simple things such as how long we're gonna stay at family functions. Okay, but anyway, so it became an issue because his family thought that I was, I don't know, bossing him around, I guess. And just to let people know, if you're someone that's a newlywed, gonna be a newlywed, depending on the family, a lot of the times you do get just blamed for everything. Okay, but this was partially my husband's fault because he would shift it to, oh, my wife's ready to go, or, ooh, we sure would stay, but babe is ready to go. You know, he even did it when we went out of town. He's like, oh, yeah, babe is tired. She's ready to go. When it was really him trying to get back to the Airbnb, you know. So what I decided, you know, partially out of frustration and also so that I could be able to say, hey, your brother, your son, your uncle, or whatever, he makes all decisions regarding family functions. Now, what thing is funny is, you know, I always consult my mom for advice because her and my dad have known each other since they were 14 years old. They have a great relationship, and they have so much wisdom when it comes to what works, what doesn't work, and all that stuff. Well, I did not ask her about this particular thing, but I have been watching her very closely, whether she realizes it or not. Hey, mom. And so I noticed that she would, and keep in mind, like I said, she's known my dad since she was a girl, 14, and but it's still possible to get blamed for anything. Okay, that never stops. But I noticed that she would, you know, hear about events, holidays, things that the family might be doing, and she'd be like, so what are we doing, Kenneth? Are we going? That's my daddy's name. And he may say, I ain't going. Or he might be like, yeah, we're going to go for a little bit. And so people notice that we all roll up at the same time. And when my dad started packing, we all roll out at the same time. And it's the same thing with my mom and her family. Okay. If she's like, we're going to go to the, function they're having, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to stay for this long, and then we're going to leave. So I decided to implement that same thing with my husband and his family. He makes the decisions. I don't care if it's something simple as, hey, y'all want to come by for drinks? I turn right to him. I say, okay, well, let me check and see what Andre says. Do you want to go for drinks? And if he says yes, then we're going. Okay. And he decides when we're going to leave. Usually before we get there. The thing that's funny is all couples do that, don't they? Say, hey, we're going to stay for this amount of time. Let's go. It's just that he has a wife that's a time person. So mentally, I have prepared myself. And I do this, don't get me wrong, it's not just with his family. I do this with my family as well. Okay? When you hear me saying we're going to my dad's side of the family house, my mom's side of the family house, I prepare myself mentally for the period of time that I'm going to be there. Okay? Because I keep telling you guys, I'm an introvert disguised as an extrovert. Okay? And so I have mentally prepared myself, and I don't expect for that to change once we say it, And so that is how I decided to handle things. And for me, that has went so much better. When I say, okay, what you want to do? Do you want to go? If he say no, now there are some things I give him a little push. I'm like, I think we should go to this, honey. And there are some things I'm like, all right, well, we ain't going, but ultimately, so in the effort of being a team player and to take myself out of the blame, and if it ever escalates to that point again where I can say, oh no, he made the decisions when it comes to family functions on his side. And, it's the same with my side. We make decisions of, well, we're having this going. Yeah. Okay. So I just thought that, I'm sure we are not the only couple that have struggled with this sort of thing. I know that I am not the only woman that has been accused of being the bossy wife that's trying to keep their, keep somebody away, or, just being, bossy. No. So I just wanted to give someone else some advice, just in case you're experiencing this. Try this, instead, to see how it works. And hopefully it'll pan out better. And then you can actually say, no, he makes the decisions on what we're doing. Even when you're asked, like, well, let me check with him and see. Because at some point, the accountability, you're going to get blamed for some stuff. But the accountability has to also fall in your mate's lap as well. All right, you guys, I gotta go cook for these people before they start eating up all the good snacks for dinner instead of what I'm actually cooking. Have a good one.